Good morning, stat students. Thank you so much for being here today. Sorry that I am out and away currently, but wanted to make this video so that we could get some review time in, not together, but at least I could go through it with you on the video and give you some examples to help you study for tomorrow's first Unit 1 test. So in Google Classroom, you noticed I shared a Google Doc with you. It's called Unit 1 Review for Test. I would recommend going File, make a copy, so you have your own copy, and then that way you can add in your own notes or things that you deem necessary to help you to study, help you remember, little nuggets of information to help you be as successful as possible on tomorrow's test. Okay? So anyway, here we go. There are 10 multiple choice and 2 free response. And the free response, just like you saw on your first quiz of the year, the team quiz, it will be much like that, where you have to fill in the blank and provide the necessary information. You won't have to start completely from scratch. Okay? All right, let's go through the multiple choice here. So it says, given a distribution of a set of data on a histogram, as well as the summary statistics. And summary statistics, all the statistics that you've seen many times when we've gone to the Statlet. You must calculate the new mean when one of the values is taken away. So, you're told in the problem what the maximum value is. They want to get rid of the maximum value because it's an outlier. Okay? And there's 20 data points in this data set. So if we get rid of one, obviously now it's going to be only 19. You have to calculate the new mean after you've eliminated one of the values, and in this case, the outlier. So for example, what does that look like? Allow me to pull up my doc cam here, and so you can see what we're looking at. So, for example, if one of the values, the maximum value is, let's say, 50, okay, and the mean was 22, okay, and there were a total of 20 values in this. Well, you must first off get the total. So you kind of have to understand the formula for calculating a mean, or the average. Multiply your mean times n. So 22 times 20. There would be your sum of all the values. So now you have the sum, the total. Get rid of one of the values. Get your new sum, and then divide by the number of terms in your data set. In this case now, it's no longer going to be 20 because you got rid of one of them. It's going to be 19. So you would divide your new total by 19. Okay, this will be something you're going to have to do on the test. Okay, if you need more assistance or follow-up on this, okay, don't be afraid to email me if that does not make sense. Okay, number 2. Okay, you will have to identify a true statement from looking at segmented bar graphs. It's not going to be a mosaic plot. Okay, segmented bar graphs, all the bars are going to be the same width. Okay. Big thing to remember, you can't compare the number of people across from one to the other. Just because the percentages are the same doesn't necessarily mean that there's the same number of people. 10% of 100 is not the same as 10% of 150. Okay, so bear that in mind. We've done some examples of trying to figure out which of the following must be true. So read carefully on number 2, and you should be able to figure it out. Number 3. From looking at a two-way table, you will need to identify a joint relative frequency. A joint relative frequency. Make sure you know what I mean by joint relative frequency. Okay, read carefully, and you should be able to figure out what the correct answer is for number 3. Key words here, joint relative frequency. Number 4. You will have to identify what answer choice best describes standard deviation. Focus on the phrase approximate mean distance. For all of the data points in the sample, from the mean of the sample. How much do we typically vary? Okay? Approximately the mean or average distance between the number for this song and every song in there, and then from the mean of the sample. Okay? Focus on those key words and you will be able to identify the correct answer. Number 5, know how to locate the median from data given in a histogram. So we did a little practice of this the other day in class when we looked at the number of representatives from all the 50 states. You will have to identify the correct interval it is located in. So the key here, know how many data points are in the sample. Look at the frequency to see how much is from one bin to the next, and where would the middle value have to be located from what bin up to the other. Okay, it'll be laid out in bins as a histogram. Where was the middle value have to be found? Okay, that's number 5. Number 6, know why we use the median instead of using the mean when describing a set of data. Key words here. Remember, the mean is non-resistant to outliers, while the median is resistant to outliers. It does not change as dramatic as much as the mean and standard deviation do. Okay? Number 7. Scroll down here. Looking at a two-way table, be able to identify the true statement given. Make sure you know whether to look at a particular row or a particular column. Okay? This will be talking about the grades in a math class versus handedness, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. Okay? Read carefully which of the following statements is true. Okay? Make sure you're looking correctly at either a particular row or a particular column. You should be able to figure it out. Number 8, know how to correctly identify what variables are categorical and quantitative. There are some of each. Okay, so one of the answer choices you can eliminate by knowing that, because there are, in fact, some of each. Number 9, looking at a dot plot, a series of dot plots. There will be 5 of them. Which of them has the smallest standard deviation? All of them will have the mean centered right in the middle of the dot plot. The key here, look for the one that has the most dots closest to the mean with very few dots far away. You got that? You should have no problem. Number 10, know how to identify the interquartile range given a stem and leaf plot. Okay? So, let me refer back to my dot cam for you. Okay? Stem and leaf plot. Remember, you've got your vertical bar, you've got your stems here. Okay? And you've got your numbers. We'll just make up some right now. Okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have to obviously identify where the median is. So if there's 9 values, okay, the middle value on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have that middle value right there, the 5th. So the median is 16. Okay, so then you have to find Q1, which is the middle of the first half. Now this is tricky because okay, you have to go the median, the mean, in between the two middle values. So between 4 and 13, that would be Q1. And then down here, in between 24 and 27. Get your Q1 and Q3, find the difference, and there's your interquartile range. The stem and leaf plot will be a little bit bigger on the test. Okay, but take your time, identify where Q1 and Q3 are, and then find the difference, and you'll be able to get your IQR. Okay. Number 11, you will be given a segmented bar graph and a two-way table. you will have to tell me what is the explanatory variable. Okay? Why it's the explanatory variable. The key there, we use the explanatory variable to help us predict something. What is it that we're trying to predict? You will have to answer a few questions, okay, based on marginal relative frequency, a little bit of conditional relative frequency. Okay, so read carefully and answer that, and then be able to tell whether or not there is or isn't an association. Remember, if there's no association, the percentages are all going to be the same, regardless if it's marginal or conditional. If the percentages are different, then there is in fact an association. Knowing one thing helps us predict the other. That's number 11. Number 12, okay, you will be given a dot plot, okay, and you will have to find the 5-number summary. Determine if there are any outliers. Show your work. Show how you find the outliers. That's why I had you write this down the other day in class. Show the calculations. Make sure you show your work. If there's no work showing, you're going to lose points. Okay? And then tell me why or how the mean and the median will compare to each other based on the shape of the distribution. Skewed right, skewed left. What does that mean? No pun intended. Ha ha ha. What does that mean for our mean? If it's skewed right, skewed left, or symmetric. And then, as promised, describe the distribution. Tell me all of the socks. Okay? So, I will have a sentence starter for you. You need to fill in. Talk about the shape. Are there outliers? What's the center? Keyword here, because you're using a box plot, use the median. Talk about the spread. IQR. What's the IQR? Okay? That is your entire test. 10 multiple choice, 2 free response. If you need more help beyond this video, you have more follow-up questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Thank you so much for your time. Use the rest of class time now to go through the practice team quiz. Okay, the answers will be posted in Google Classroom. Practice and test your knowledge. Okay, and review all the material. Make sure you have everything that you need in this Google Doc, your own copy, and also your gold packet. Thank you so much. Have an awesome rest of your day. This has been Mr. Budick. Thank you.